Hello, my name is Jake Towne. I'm an independent candidate for United States Congress in Pennsylvania, District 15 in eastern Pennsylvania. I'd like to make a few comments on H.R. 5013, otherwise known as the Department of Defense's Improve Act. What Improve stands for, it's a big acronym very similar to the Patriot Act that stands for Implementing Management for Performance and Related Reforms to Obtain Value in Every Acquisition Act of 2010. This is a 97-page bill that attempts to improve the defense acquisition, which is really defense spending system. The bill also would require new standards and techniques for training and rewarding that workforce. While the intent of the bill, to save money and crack down on bureaucratic waste, is a laudable goal, I object to its level of spending, how the money is being spent, its overall tone, and assumption that two wars that we are currently fighting are permanent defense bases and institutions abroad. This bill passed the House by a vote of 417 to 3. The incumbent representative, Congressman Charlie Dent, voted for this measure for reasons unknown. The Democrat challenger, John Callahan, has not stated an opinion on this bill to my knowledge. I would have voted against this measure for the reasons I'll describe right now. First, warfare, by its very nature, is an unpredictable, vastly expensive affair. That alone is a great reason to not jump headlong into additional undeclared, unconstitutional, unjust wars like Iraq and Afghanistan. As I outlined, which you can read in my planks on my website, Towne for Congress, Towne for Congress.com. As I outlined in an article I wrote called Guns or Healthcare, America spends more on its military than the rest of the world combined. So to be frugal all of a sudden, without simply mandating actual budget cuts, is more than a touch insensible. Note the below chart in the article is not all military spending, since military spending comes from the budgets of many other departments as well, like the Department of Energy, Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Veterans Affairs. I am not convinced that the detailed rules and regulations will have its intended effect from H.R. 5013. Per the Congressional Budget Office's official cost estimate, consider that the bill will cost $250 million to implement, and nowhere in the bill outlines where or even how much the additional bureaucracy proposed in the bill will save. $28 million is to increase bonuses for the civilian Department of Defense employees. However, the average salary of federal workers at $71,000 is already far in advance of the private sector, which has an average salary of just $41,000. And again, to pay for these increases, what must we do? We must increase the taxes on the private sector. Next, $14 million will be used by the Department of Defense to subsidize the scholarships of more than 500 students. This is just more of the government granting special privileges to special groups, increasing tuition costs, etc. Besides this, the best suited personnel to reform wasteful defense spending are professional procurement specialists currently working in the private industry, which is my opinion. Next, besides employing students fresh out of school, the Act plans to hire 55 more personnel to carry out the training and regulation of the vast, truly vast, Department of Defense's workforce. I am highly skeptical of the additional bureaucrats making a difference, though certainly efforts with the current group of employees could certainly work to optimize contract spending. Instead, a good start would simply be to encourage the military to not use up their entire budgets, as so often is done, to assure that spending will not be cut in the following year. We must keep in mind that the government already employs 22.5 million people, not including government or military contractors, and is the second largest job sector in the economy after transportation and utility jobs, per the BLS, Bureau of Labor and Statistics. A mandated across-the-board 10% cut in military expenditures would probably achieve the overall objective of Congress in a far more effective manner. However, let's face it, Congress is merely concerned with appearing to work on the problem, not actual substance in solving the problem. Thank you very much for your time. Again, this is Jake Towne at Towne for Congress, TOWNE.com.